Wait lang for a while kasi ako sa ikuha ng PowerPoint. So last time medyo taas-taas na ang ato ang discuss on tour guiding. We had very long hiatus no because of exams and because we focus mainly on macro perspective, no? So it's been a while since we continued our discussion on tour guiding. Now we are done with communication skills already. Like creating a platform image, maintain eye contact and all, no? So we will now proceed with listening. I sorry. Listening skills, no? Listening skills and then research skills. So, listening is the key to all effective communication. Without the ability to listen effectively, messages are easily misunderstood, and that is true. No, if we are not really that attentive when it comes to listening, sometimes we may get the wrong idea, or we might understood another person. No, kay kanang wala man jud dato siya gipaminaw. Mabitaw sometimes good class ang reason nga no mag-away mo or na may misunderstanding. It is because no. Ah, yes sir. Thank you sir. It is because una siya class, no, you're not really listening attentively, no, kay sapol na muster sa iyang problema niya, imo ding i-blame siya, no, nga na yung anak siya, niya, wala ganit nimo gikuan man kay maybe you're too distracted or you're not really paying attention, no, so mapod na siya ang usa sa mga rason, no, and the sender of the message can easily become frustrated or irritated because the messages or ang message nga iyang gi-convey, wala kay siya ni-receive og tarong ni receiver, no, kay di ba ang communication process is it involves the sender ang iyahang mode no of sending the message and the receiver. Okay, so si sender no magkunahan na siya sa iyang isulti, dayon yan ang i-interpret, yan ang i-convey, and then pili na siya unsay mode nga pag-deliver sa message, no, through verbal ba or through orally, through written, no, or hagamit pa siya body language, no, kay dili siya comfortable, no, conveying his messages no, to the receiver, and then the receiver then receives the message, iya din nang kuano murag iyang i-decode, and then usa pa siya mohatag og response, no, so kung dili maayo ang imong pag-receive sa message, no, ang pag-decode pud nimo pud maayo, you would really misunderstood no what the sender meant. Okay, yung mo next ang okay. So here are some tips for an effective listening. First is use attentive body language, no? Dili ka nang mag-slouch ka. Sometimes we tend to slouch a lot, no? Kay we have bad posture sometimes, no? Wala, magka-back pains na lang ta. So, use attentive body language, meaning, di po di nga na po ka, no? So, although, it means nga, you're really listening, but, ko lang po, no? Avoid visual distractions, no? Mula, takamas kay asa, no? Maintain eye contact. Be aware of what your body language is communicating and how interested and willing you are to listen. Because, for example, if you don't lean forward to hear the sender properly, no, sometimes ka nang magpalayo ka, maranog ka nang di ka ginahan maminaw, no, or musikag lingi-lingi, no. So, ikaw nga sender, ikaw ang magstorya, marag malain ka nga, di man siya interesado sa kong gistorya, okay, wala din siya ning maintain og eye contact nako, no, or kanang makita jud siyang body language nga indifferent kay siya, layo kay siya, no. So observe the speaker's non-verbal clues because there are times class nga ihang pagstorya contradicts to what is actually kanang ihang mga facial expressions or yung movement, no. Sometimes a person would say nga he is okay, he's fine, but when it comes to his facial expressions, no, ang iyahang body language, no, medyo uncomfortable siya, agitated, no, so you need to also observe, no, dili lang ingon nga ang auditory lang, no, minaw lang kasi ang isulti, but also iha jud nga whole jud niya nga appearance imuha jung obserbaran. Listen with your eyes more than your ears, and that is true, because diba no when I speak usually mayon ko enthusiastic kay mong tone pero imong facial expression kay murag kuan ka agitated ka or you're uncomfortable, no, or you're sleepy or tired, no, and kung ikaw maminaw, no, happy kay siya lang paminawon pero it doesn't really convey or it doesn't really reflect ang iyang sa iyang body language or iyang facial expression. So not only nga maminaw ka sa iya but you also observe. So muna, listen with your eyes more than your ears. Next, learn how to use thinking time effectively by paying attention and focusing what you see and hear. Okay, so usually as the receiver, when we receive the information or the message given to us by the sender, and we decode it, no, ang atong i-analyze sa yung gisulti sa ato, ang thinking time nimo is you pay attention and you focus on what you see and what you hear from the sender. No, keep your mind focused away from wandering by asking questions about the topic being discussed. But it doesn't necessarily mean class nga you just ask questions, meaning attentive pod ka, because sometimes when we ask questions pod niya, dili ang pod siya necessary, no, mahulog na lang pod nga annoying pa niya ko ang kuan, ay dili ko niya paminawon, sige siya pangutanan ako, sige siya storya, no. So kuan lang po, no, moderate ra po, no, if you're really interested, ask ka og questions pero not all the time, because sometimes di po nimo tagaan og time ang sender to speak because ikaw na lang sigig pangutana. Mangutana lagi ka pero murag you're not eager to listen to the response or to the answer. No, like, okay, so is something wrong? And then, musto rin tayo siya, unsa ang yung problema. Sa pawan na po mo another question, dili po na siya maayo, no? So, kanang dyan, genuine jud ka, na ay concern, or mangutana jud ka, no? Based jud sa imo jud nga, ko ano, na feel towards that person, dili kay, mangutana lang ko just for the sake of it, no? Para ingnon nga, naminaw jud ko sa iya, dili po, no? Or sometimes gani, no, when you ask questions, no, just, napoy uban gani class, no, nga, kanang, kuan naka-counter po kani nga person nga naay uban nga mo answer og question just to test your intelligence na dili pud tayong ana, no, ko mo ba nya sa ako lagi nga kuan kay dili lagi na siya ing ana dayon wag dili gani siya engaging nga conversation, no? When you speak, like for example, okay, so napo ko'y nabasahan ato ma'am nga mao ni siya nya lahi po di ay na ang imuhang kuan, so something like that, no, dili kay mao pa sa ko laging research lagi kay kuan. What do you mean by ngana dayon kanang mo ra ganig i-test mo yung intelligence kung asa jud kutob, no. Dili pud ta pwede ana, no. So kuan lang po, no. Just ask questions because you are genuinely curious, no. And when you ask questions, always wait for the answer. Dili kay mutana lang ka din mo patiwason, no. And make mental notes related to the topic, no. Usually ra ba even the senders appreciate it, no, nga ma'am, kadumdum ko to kay naka-mention ka ana. Kung nakainomdum palagi ka. Oh, because when you were speaking, I was really paying attention to you, no. Murag mo dyan ang imuhang gisulti, murag ning stuck jud sa ko ang mind, no. Because you've made mental notes, no, nga. He mentioned that he likes this, no, or this person mentioned nga he's really fond of doing this, and nakip na sa ko mind because I was making mental notes while he was speaking. So, ano siya? And that means you're really paying attention because you remembered, no? Because you kept mental notes, no? Become an observer. So, control your mouth, no? Sometimes we like to overshare po, no? Nga na umpod ta usahay, no, nga. You get so excited with the topic that mag-story na gani si sender. Ikaw, ginahan po ka mo share sa imo po na ano, and that's okay, no, nga you like also to share ideas. But sometimes, no, it will also be good nga kanang dili di mo ma-overlap, no. So when he shares something, you listen and then you also share your part, no. So listen well to the idea of the sentence, do not interfere, or if you do overshare, no, i-limit lang siya, and then dili lang pud imuha tanan pud ang storya, no. And it's impossible to speak and listen at the same time. If you have witnessed the presidential debate or ni Trump and ni Biden, actually I was really quite entertained, no, because they were sharing their ideas, no, their responses nya. Maglisod na ang katong moderator og kanang pakuan nila later if you have the time, no. Go look it up on YouTube, and then libog kayo kay usahay mag-ad hominem si Trump, no. Unya si Biden pud, of course kay he's quite old naman pud, no. He's having really a hard time saying his part, no. Nya mag-abot ilahang kuan ang ilang storya di nakakasabot kay magsapaw-sapaw na, and it's really difficult to listen, no, and to understand what they're trying to say because kadungan jud sila storya all at the same time. Okay, listen with an open mind. No? Avoid prejudice. No, like for example, just because ang yung introduction is he is against something, mo rin yun nga. Kung ano kayo ni siya. So broaden your sense of understanding and try to be objective and not subjective. It's really difficult, no? That's what I'm trying to practice as well. No, because sometimes when you have very strong opinions on something, you have like a strong stand on something, and murag di na ka ginahan mo open sa ubang kuan. Sometimes pud maot po siya niya. Ma-realize po na ko na later on, sumto kung gipang yaw gapon ni nagkalat na pud ko. Mo na mong term, no. Nagkalat na pud guro ko ay so mo na siya, no. Kay but it's okay, no. As long as you're open to your mistakes and you realize nga I was really quite judgeful ani nga person, no? Judgmental kaayo ko, judgmental kay ko ani nga person, no? So na-notice na ko na siya, so maybe I'll try something to change that, no? That's okay, no? We make mistakes sometimes as long as we're willing to change, no? And we are also aware, no, of our mistakes, and we know how to correct them or just be a better person, I think. No? So, muna siya. Avoid the tendency to resist ideas being presented, even if it does not interest you personally. Okay, so sometimes you have a very hard time again, no? Especially in our generation class nga, we have really strong opinions, and um with social media present, no, nga information is within our grasp na, and we have different opinions when it comes to that, no? So sometimes mag-clash na dayon niya. Labi na uso kayo ang cancel culture pod, no? Nga a big collectively we do not like what this person is doing or kanisya niya. Kanang kuan na dayon, no? Kanang di na dayon ta mamina og other side na po natabo actually na siya sa katong daghan kay na natabo to, natabo pa na sa mga current issues like kato ka Christine, no, nga kausap-usap niya. Sometimes I also fall victim to that, no, nga muna jud ni siyang idea nga akong gusto, or this is the idea that I would like to believe, no. Mo ni siyang idea nga gusto na nako tuuhan, di nako open sa uban maski na ay reasonable nga explanation ang pikas nga sakto man po, no, justifiable man po siya, di na ko siya dawaton kay mo na lagi ni siya kung hunahuna mo ni siya ako ang idea nga gusto na ko tuuhan, which is wrong po, no. So opo na, nito nakukuan nga, nabitaw no, patakor po kog share, nagkalat na pod ko, mga na po na akong isulti no, nagkalat na pod, kulot na pod ko doon, nya, sakto na po di ay ito no. Another na pod nga issue, first ani, no, katas to kala ni Robredo class, no, nga, dili man dito sila ni Robredo, no, sa cashier, kung ano, saan naman ni sila ni, uy, nya, nagpa-inject siya na ay kuan, bagay wa ko ni share at namag ako lang kon nga sige lang kay basin dili pud siguro ana siya kabugo uy nga magpa-injection nga na ay sleeve later on ay ning resurface or ning surface nga mga kuan nga dili dito siya, it was just true dili mo dito siya, no, lahi mo dito nga person sa jud itsura no kay ka mask manggod, so sa person tag marag feature sa mata dayon bakuna top dito so nay buslot ang iyang blouse kanay bakuna top nga magsa Greek nga open dire dayon open na pud ang sa dire, open diri nga side niya open na pud di sa ubos, no, or ang uban gani kanang diri ra sa may babaw ang open, no, like mga bakuna top mo di ay so open na siya, no, open na sa magkatawa tao sa kalat na pud kaday kay nanala pud lagi kay kanang belief, and sometimes it can change, no, in a few minutes mausab din na siya ang imuhang gituuhan nga idea dili di siya mao, no. So avoid the tendency to resist, no. If there is another argument being presented and it will help you change your idea about something, then okay, before I used to hate this, and then nakabasa ko ni siyang usa ka idea or nakakuan ko ani, na-realize ako nga dili man jud totally nga mo hate ko ani just because mo ni siya akong idea or mo ni akong gituuhan. Kaya na. Okay? Try to guard the tendency to skip or miss a line or two by the speaker by simply because you had a text or call and you did not hear that part of the sentence. Usually mo po niya akong sakit no, ginalikay po nato ni siya dapat nga when we talk to someone and there is a phone call, no, so pwede ka ka-excuse, no, excuse for a moment, so pwede siya ka-pause wag speak siya if importante kay ang call. If dili raman, no, so avoid ko ano being distracted by your phone, no, muna siya. Do not jump to conclusions. Mo po ni, no, be fair as you listen intently. So sometimes namang guy uban pod class nga mustorya sila ang ilang pagsugod nga storya murag mo contradict ka, pero ang summary dira, that is what my thinking is before, no, pero karon nausab na siya. So kanining murag na pa sa conclusion ang katungkuan niya, we tend to judge dayon quickly or jump into conclusions para sa gunang mana dayon nga ma'am ning cutting man mi atong pagkuan ma'am, pagklase ni ma'am na pera. Suko na rin kayo, yawan din nimo. Yung mga din yung estudyante. Pero ma'am, nagka-team gumi ma'am kay kanang naamang goy emergency kanay na injured nga student niya muling gi-assisan mo nang wala mi naka-attend siyang klase. O muna sa usahay no. So maka-jump ta to conclusion. So just be fair as you listen intently and listen all the way. No? So you'll just have to wait until mahuman si speaker for us to actually make our judgment or to kano analyze sa tong i-respond ani nga storya. So let the speaker finish the idea being presented to complete the information and to fully understand what is being discussed, because sometimes no ang yang gisulti sa sinugdanan may lead you to jump into conclusions immediately without even um, waiting until the end no of his discussion or sayang pagstorya. Let the speaker recognize that you are listening. Be an active listener. No, that means not only nga you are there, like physically there to listen, pero even kung ano, wala pod galatag ko yung utok no. So at least you're an active listener. You are there to listen and wala galupad mo na sa lain nga lugar, no. You are there to immerse yourself, no. So you're there to ask questions and all, no. So mo na siya. So identify mo kuan po, appreciate po ni kuan nga naalagi siya nya naminaw pod siya nako dili lang kay naara siya diri sa kung atubangan per galatagaw iyang utok no or ka cellphone ra siya. So mapod na siya, no. Okay, so it's 10:38. We will just continue with this one next meeting. Okay. Any questions before we will dismiss?
Wala rada.